Live from the basement of Edwards Hall, it's Brockport Sports Talk with Michael Tamara, Zach Harnish-Faker, and your host, Jack McGilligan. Hello and welcome back to Sports Talk. After a short Thanksgiving break, we are back and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And how about you guys? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
Garbage.
Jack, I know
Trash.
I did.
Garbage. Why was it bad? Are you saying your mother's not a good cook?
No, my mom's a great cook.
Yeah,
but that
me
wasn't,
and her.
Me too. She is a great cook.
Her.
But no, that's not the reason why. It was just trash. It was the worst Thanksgiving I've ever had in my lifetime.
Well,
I find that hard to believe.
we'll probably get to that in a little bit. But I had a good Thanksgiving.
I did too.
Upset that my parents didn't cook any mashed potatoes. That was
come
kind of
on.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trying to skimp out a little bit.
You gotta have mashed potatoes.
Speaking of trying to skimp out a little bit, Zach, you have something to say about an NFL team that one of the people at this table, their favorite team. What do you got to say?
Yeah, so Mike and I know we've had our differences on this show once in a while, but
Once in a while.
okay, maybe a lot, but something really set over the top. So after the Colts' unfortunate loss this last on Monday to the Steelers, I got a message from Mike, and I have it right here on this phone. Okay, right here. You have it right here. Okay, it says, Jeff Saturday, more like Jeff sucks. Okay.
I stand by it.
And I said some words, and I responded with some words that I cannot say on here because it'll get me in trouble. But, I don't appreciate that. You really hurt me then, and I just can't believe you'd say something like that.
Good. I don't feel any remorse, any regret from those words. I hope you feel miserable.
Well, guess what? The Giants deserve to lose that game because they're not a team. They're not a real team. They are the worst 7-4 team I've ever seen.
Listen.
We're not doing this
We
again.
can't
We're
do
not
this
doing this
again.
again.
You're sitting down. You're sitting down. Please. Sir, we need you to calm down. But
Relax.
You're making me very, very, very angry right now.
How do you think I feel? We're 4-7.
That's not my problem, Ari.
Where?
The Colts are 4-7.
Colts are 4-7.
And the Giants are 7-4. It's still a better record than the Colts.
No.
Well, what do you mean, no? That's Matt.
Daniel Jones
you
is
can't
not.
deny.
Daniel Jones is terrible.
At least he isn't Matt Ryan, who's a
Yeah, I would rather have Daniel
bum.
Jones than Matt Ryan.
No,
That's kind of saying
I'd rather have
it,
Matt
isn't
Ryan
it?
than Daniel Jones.
No.
Yeah, maybe if you were, maybe if you thought it was
Maybe
the year 2018, maybe you'd have some other argument. But we're not in 2018. We're in 2022.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have Daniel Jones, who can actually use his legs, unlike that old bum Matt Ryan, who's also not a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah,
Not a Hall of Famer.
we'll settle this after the show.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I mean, you're defending this team and you're trying to, defend them from Zach, but like you said, it was the worst Thanksgiving you ever had. It was pretty bad, and the team has been really bad. And I mean, you've been like the number one person in my ear about the Giants, being a bad football team after this week. So I'm just kind of confused as to where you stand right now.
Yeah, you got to pick a side here, Mike. Pick a side.
I believe we can do it. Even though they have broken my heart the past 2 weeks, I believe we can do it. We could beat the Eagles, we could beat the Commanders, we could beat the Vikings, and we're definitely going to beat the Colts.
Oh, speaking of the Colts, January 1st, 2023, I got tickets to go to that game. You, me, and your brother, shout out Nick Tamaro, to go to that game, and we're going to be there live.
No way.
Yes.
You are about to enter Giants territory. You will regret the decision.
We're going to go into MetLife Stadium, and we're going to come out winners.
Yeah, as in the Giants, I agree.
Yeah, lots of teams have. It's not really anything special.
Yeah, true.
But the Colts are definitely not leaving that stadium as winners.
Well, we'll see.
I guess we will. So you guys will be going to the game January 1st.
And his brother Nick, yes.
Yeah. Great guy, that Nick, huh?
He is.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Again, shout out Nick Tamaro.
Yeah, but we're talking about two pretty bad football teams. Obviously the Bills. On the up and up. Speaking of some bad teams, really, let's talk about more about three teams that I think have pretty similar problems right now: the Packers, the Buccaneers, and the Broncos. Are all really bad teams.
Yeah.
Pretty bad teams.
Yeah.
With really bad, washed-up quarterbacks, and I mean, Russell Wilson, being as bad as he is probably the biggest storyline, bust of the season, really, with that trade. Many people got on the Seahawks about that trade, about how bad it was. I saw Old Takes Exposed tweet before, where ESPN graded the trade a C- for the Seahawks and an A for the Broncos, and that doesn't really hold up right now, does it, Mike?
No, it doesn't. Russell Wilson, I mean, he hasn't led a single game for the Broncos where they scored more than 17 points. That's pathetic. Not even Daniel Jones could do that. And the fact that only half the Broncos team went to his birthday party shows a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Only half.
Yeah.
Because if I was QBing the Broncos, I'd get more than half the team. I'd get at least 98% of the team.
I don't think they would want to
No,
associate
they
with
wouldn't.
you.
They would definitely want to associate with me.
And
at least
another-
I can throw more for points, more than 17 in a game.
No, you
That's for
couldn't.
sure.
No, you couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
Let me tell you one thing, guys. Another stat about that, too. They also have the third lowest points per game in the entire history of the NFL. Not just this year, but like in the history.
Wow,
They gave him that extension right off the trade. I mean, it probably had to be a prerequisite for the trade.
Yeah.
To
Making
even
Matt
occur.
Ryan look like an elite
That's
QB
really
here.
bad. And,
Keep talking.
And Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to say it, guys. I think you need to calm down, man.
Someone a little
Don't clench your
upset?
jaw like that. That's going to mess up your teeth.
You
Dude, I
gonna
can't wait
cry?
for January 1st, man.
You're gonna,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead, Jack.
Well, my point was going to be that Aaron Rodgers is washed up, and now Jordan Love. I think they should just go with Jordan Love the whole way.
I absolutely agree with you, Jack.
Aaron Rodgers just looks checked out. He looks
He
like
does.
he's done. He's old. He's
Can we
washed
blame him?
up. He doesn't. He has no love from his family, which is obviously how these QBs get their life source. If you look at him and Tom Brady, I mean, they both, are just their personal life is in shambles. I mean, now their on-field play isn't great. It is not that good.
Jack, how do you think Giselle's doing right now?
I mean, she's always doing well. She is worth a lot and probably getting a lot of attention right now from other people out there at the top.
Oh, yeah.
So good for her.
Good for her, yeah.
Yeah, good for her, and good for the Brave family because they
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, they're going to need it because they're not winning the division. So
They're not winning the division.
No.
You got you got the Falcons winning the
yes,
division.
I got that Atlanta team winning the division, yes. The
That
Falcons.
Atlanta team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust a team led by Marcus Mariota.
Well,
I
I
can
do.
tell you that much.
I do.
You do.
I do. Go
God,
Falcons.
Are you Marcus Mariota's strongest soldier? What's going on
No,
here? No.
I'm not.
I'd rather have Daniel Jones than Marcus
Yeah,
Mariota.
All right, can
even
we
I
stop
would.
talking about Daniel Jones, please? It's really getting me angry.
Well, it's kind of like the tipping point. Like Daniel Jones is like the replacement level QB kind of.
All right,
so,
can we get to my
yeah.
underdog pick of the week, please?
Can we skip that?
Yeah,
we
can we,
skip that? I don't want to
we're-
talk about his underdog pick. of the
Well, I mean, we really can't because the fans do love it. Again,
Fine.
letters every week piling up in my
Yes.
dorm room. And, I mean, we need the views. God, we need the views. So,
Yes.
Zach, go ahead.
Zach Harnish-Fager's underdog pick of the week.
My underdog pick of the week, I think you guys will like this one. It was kind of tough this week. I had a choice between Bengals over the Chiefs or Jets over the Vikings, so I'm going with Jets, Jets,
God.
over the Minnesota Vikings this week. I think, Mike White, he's just going to go in there. He's going to have himself another heck of a game against that Vikings defense, which, they're up and down, they're iffy, but he had a great game last week. That Jets defense, though, guys, man, are they something? They are the real deal.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner, DJ Moore on the offensive side. They got some playmakers. I think they're going to win this game.
I mean, I feel like that's one of your better on paper picks. I feel like the Vikings, and they're just so talented, but I could just never trust Kirk Cousins. I just can't trust him. I feel like he's always just a play away from everything blowing up in his face every time.
That's valid.
It's very valid.
that
But
is
I mean, they're
valid.
going to be one of the top seeds in the NFC. There's nobody really challenging them up there, but I feel like they're still so prone to upset. So you know what, Zach? I approve of this pick. How are you feeling?
I'm proud of you. I will give
thank
you a
you.
handshake
Yeah.
for that.
Well, thank you.
And look at to improve on your 4-2 record. All right. You know what? You can't just look at your. We're trying to have chemistry here, and you're just like giving people death stares. That's messed up. And you know what else
It
is
is, yeah, I
messed up?
agree.
MLB free agency. The Houston Astros make the first big splash, getting Abreu from the White Sox, signing real quickly with the Astros, and
Can you
leaving
blame
a hole for them at first base, and really filling up what is the Astros' biggest hole in their offense and their fielding with Yuli Gurriel not having a good season last season, and now they just get another All-Star, and I'm done with it. I'm done with it. It's just,
When I read that news, I almost.
why did the Astros have to come to the American League? Why did they have to come to the American League? I don't get it.
I don't know. When I read that news, I almost threw my phone against the wall and shattered it in half because, Jose
I mean,
Abreu is one
that would've
heck
been
of a
smart.
first baseman. This is unfortunately it is a great pickup for that Houston team. Unfortunate for us Yankee fans, but it's a great pick, and I definitely think he will definitely heighten that already potent offense of the Astros.
Yeah, it's tough, Mike, isn't it?
It is tough. I threw up when I read that news. Like I just couldn't believe it that the Astros got Jose Abreu.
Hopefully you didn't throw up in the 89 point office where you're away from.
I did not, thankfully.
Thank God.
I actually threw up in the town office over there. That's
Oh,
what I did.
no, God.
Jeez.
Jeez. I mean, all right.
Well-
Did you clean up after yourself, at least?
I did not.
Jeez. All right, sorry, Maddie. The Aaron Judge sweepstakes is going through. The Yankees still a favorite to get them in. Reportedly offered him a record deal. But he did travel to San Francisco just about a week or two ago. They're the second favorite. What do we think could possibly happen there?
All I gotta say is he's going back to the Yankees. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
You know what? This is where Mike and I will actually agree. I agree with that too. If the Yankees let him walk, it'll be the most embarrassing thing Hal Steinbrenner could do. I don't know if you guys have heard, they're offering him an 8-year, $300 million contract.
Reportedly.
Reportedly.
And
So-
and also the Phillies, favorites to sign Trey Turner, which could be a big splash as well
That's-
for a team that just made it to the World Series.
Yeah.
Reportedly, that would be really big. And wonder where the other puzzle pieces fall. I thought after we got Abreu earlier this week, there'd be some more people lining up, but it seems like right now it's still kind of a cat and mouse game, which makes it all the more annoying that the Astros get Abreu so easily.
Yes.
White Sox, what's wrong with you? That's all I gotta
Chicago,
say.
what are
Really.
we doing?
Yeah.
At least Tony Russo retired. At least.
This is why nobody likes Chicago.
At least, yeah. That's the good news they have, yeah. But, also Baseball Hall of Fame, 2023 ballot going out, so
Excited.
we'll know, I believe.
Favorite time of the year.
Yeah, in January, about, the voting and that. But any hot takes about the ballots this year, guys? There's some people on the border, like player that I would really vouch for is Andrew Jones, who was, for 10 years, probably one of the best center fielders ever.
Yeah.
Had one of the best primes. If you look at the non-steroid players, he's arguably the most valuable out of all of them in that time frame, which is a pretty big exclusion. But still, I think he's somebody who needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And I understand, Mike, you got some people that you have out.
Scott Rowland needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He was a great defensive third baseman, but he also was great offensively for the Phillies and the Cardinals. And I don't want to say this, but Scott Rowland did play better defense at third base than Derek Jeter did at shortstop,
Well, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think he's
I
a
mean-
better player than Derek Jeter, too.
Okay.
All right.
You're going-
Sacrilege. But
Jeepers
I agree
creepers.
with you.
What do we do, and how can
Hey.
you agree with that? Are you guys out of your mind?
And you know who else was a better player than Derek Jeter? Carlos Beltran. Get him in the Hall of Fame.
Carlos,
Yeah.
and don't
No.
forget Billy Wagner, too. When Mariano Rivera gets the Hall of Fame, so
Yeah.
should Billy Wagner. But Mariano is the best of all time.
That was the craziest take I've ever heard you guys say about Scott Rowland. But
I mean, I'm
I
just
got a
playing on
guy.
the Beltran.
I got a guy who I believe should be in the Hall of Fame. Classic guy, going a little old school here.
God.
Fred McGriff. Now, this is the reason. 284 career batting average. Almost had 500 home runs. He had a WAR of a 52.6. I know that's your favorite stat over there, Mike.
Wait, so
Mr.
what
guy.
does WAR mean now?
Wins above replacement.
What does that mean now?
It means, well, it's what it means. A win above replacement.
That's a great definition of WAR,
This is-
Zach.
this is
Wins
the-
above
yeah.
replacement.
The
Obviously.
average anti-sabermetrics guy here
Three
doesn't
things.
understand any of the actual stats.
So if you want to know what WAR is, we will put the description right here.
Who's gonna do that? Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You better,
Yeah,
or else I
yeah.
just pointed there for nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
give me more work when I'm
All
young.
right,
Oh, stop complaining.
All right,
I
all
will
right.
complain.
Hey, can you
I'm
let
not
me
appreciated.
Can you let me
enough
finish
here.
my take?
No.
He's a 5-time All-Star. He won a World Series, 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner. He won an MVP. So he's definitely deserving of this award, Fred McGriff. But hey, let us know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think out there should be in the Hall of Fame on this ballot? Let us know what you think.
in the comment section.
Well, no kidding.
Well, you didn't specify, so I had to
where
specify.
else?
I had to specify for them.
They can't. You think they're just gonna shout at their computer screen?
Well, I mean, when someone said when you were like that, I would think, hey, I'm gonna shout at the screen.
Mike,
I have to say
over here.
Mike,
in the comments.
I can't wait for the end of semester, man. I got to get away from you for a little while.
You're gonna see me for about 5 days.
You didn't really make a good choice with the tickets.
Yeah,
Buying the
I know.
tickets to the Giants
I know.
game. Then.
5 days I got to deal with this bum.
I gotta deal with you. I gotta deal with you in my
Deal
hometown.
with him 7 days a week now. I mean,
Not looking forward to it.
Like, I have to take you from Rochester, New York, all the way down to Brooklyn.
I'm
That's where I
driving,
live.
first of all. I'm driving, so you
Oh,
probably
so Crimea River, it's for 2 hours,
right.
and then I'm driving.
I'm not dealing with this
World's
attitude while we're down there.
smallest island.
I'm not dealing with this attitude.
Guys, we will also post the videos while we're down there, too,
Yes.
so.
So we'll update you guys. There will be updates.
wow.
Yes.
So you guys are going to produce content all on your own? I don't have
Yes.
to do anything? Man,
Well,
this is great. You know what? It's another great episode of Sports Talk, guys. You know, a great post-Thanksgiving. Clearly, we're still a lot out of sorts and
Yes.
probably need to get to the end of the semester.
Yeah.
Really.
One more episode left, guys, until January.
Tune in next week. It's going to be a good one.
And there we are. Tune in next week.